Did you know that 2 Phoenix-based, highly skilled Department of Public Safety photographers are in charge of taking photos for most of the state? It is true. 2 Highway Patrol civilian photography specialists are on call 24/7 to respond to major critical incidents for over 6,000 miles of federal, state, and local roads. The lab primarily photographs vehicular crimes, everything from DUIs to some of the most gruesome collisions, autopsies, or explosions. Periodically, they are requested to go to children's hospitals to document child abuse cases. The scenes can be overwhelming for everyone involved. However, during the commotion, pictures have provided crucial evidence, providing details that could be overlooked.
When you have that type of chaotic situation, when the photo lab arrives, the officers rely on us to be their eyes. They rely on us to be the ones that go out there and professionally document that scene. Later, that scene's going to be looked at by not only the officers, attorneys, insurance agencies, reconstructionists, the jury. They're looked at a lot, and those are the eyes that are going to show what took place at the scene. They know when we get there that we have the expertise and experience to document that scene properly. If they see something specialized that they want, or if they see something special they want photographed, they'll certainly let us know, but they rely on us to do that. We're their support, and we're there to support them, and they know they can rely on us.
When I come to a scene, I have one thing to do. That's photography. So I can concentrate on photography and really look at things, where with them, if they're doing photography, it's just a quick trip through the scene. And there have been numerous times when officers have come up to me after the fact and said, wow, we found some stuff in your pictures that we didn't see.
The photo evidence is recorded and filed carefully, often reviewed by many parties. Their experience has led the Highway Patrol photographers to be sought out by many governmental bodies. They often work with rural and urban Arizona police agencies. The expert forensic photographers have been asked to testify in court or present photos. Many photos have led to successful judgments for the state of Arizona. Gary recounts one that saved the state millions of dollars.
I received a phone call from the Attorney General's office thanking me for a great job on the photos, because the jury stated that the photos really helped make their final decision.
No matter where they are, the forensic photographers, like police officers, encounter dangers. They take precautions like using cars with lights and protective gear. Many times, threats have occurred during search warrants and on the road.
The vehicle sped by me at high speed, probably close to 70 miles an hour, while the freeway was closed. The vehicle made it through the ramp. Nobody saw them. I felt the vehicle, the wind rush by me as it went by. You don't have time to be scared because it happens so quickly. You just don't. You just move on and continue. But it is scary, and we do deal with those risks.
Gary and I have to play Frogger out on the freeway, because there are times they won't shut it down. And I don't care how many times you've been on the freeway, you cannot judge vehicles coming towards you, especially at night.
Some critical incidents that Highway Patrol photographers respond to have been forgotten. Others have stuck with them for a long time.
A friend of mine was killed, I forget how many years ago. He was in his DPS patrol vehicle. When he was hit behind at about 80 miles an hour, he was parked. He was hit about 80 miles an hour, his car exploded. I had to do the scene, I did the autopsy, and then I went to the funeral. And how do I deal with it? I deal with it.
I was called to photograph a family of 4 that had burned it up on the 101. They were on their way to church. They had exited the freeway, one exit prior to where they should have exited, and they were involved in a collision. The entire family. The hardest part of photographing, for me, the hardest part of photographing in this agency is photographing a burned body. There are some smells that you will never forget. There are things that you will see that you will never forget. But what I'll never forget is the little boy's face. I can vividly see his face. Those are the types of things that they don't go away. You do remember them.
Between showing up to deadly collisions to enduring horrific smells and autopsies, death plays a significant role in the photo lab?
I think probably the photo lab sees more death than any other unit within the entire agency. We go to most of the fatalities in the metro area. While an officer may see one or so a year, we see a whole lot more. We do about 80 call-outs a year.
One of the things that I learned from this job is I've become very hardened to death because I see so much of it. My body count is somewhere around 600 in the 23 years. And I look at death different than most people because I can't let it bother me. Even if I have to go to a scene where I know an individual, which sometimes happens with officer-involved fatalities. I have a job to do, irregardless of what my feelings are. I have to do that job.
Between talking and educating others, they have learned to cope.
So we do see a lot of death, and we do see a lot of gruesome things. We learn how to cope with it. We learn how to deal with the stress that's involved with that. And there is stress, and we talk about it here within the unit. We talk about it at home. I think most of us have learned how to cope with that, and we are able to deal with that just fine.
Classes, I work with the teachers and I show the kids an hour-and-a-half long PowerPoint. Show them what happens when you drink and drive, don't use your seatbelt, drive too fast, use drugs and drive, don't pay attention, text on your cell phone. I try and cover everything. I wish I had 3 hours instead of an hour and a half.
Though these photography civilians have seen and experienced things that will stick with them forever, they continue to serve the citizens of Arizona.
I changed careers 23 years ago. I love my job. I have never done anything this much fun.
The members of the Arizona Highway Patrol Association are very proud of the civilian experts in the photo lab. Their composure, experience in photography, education on how to process crime scenes and evidence presentations help protect innocent citizens. We invite you to take a tour of the Highway Patrol Photo Lab. Hear their stories. Their work is amazing. Thank you for viewing this video. The Photo Lab is one of many units within DPS. Together, we are DPS.